Amigurumi tutorials for you with lots of tips and tricks. So in this tutorial, I'm just going to show you a few little tips in regards to looking at patterns. All right. So the first thing you'll always see at the top. So this is a pattern that I've made myself. All right. At the top of any pattern, you will probably see like how much wool you need, gauge and things like that, okay? But in this one, this is a very simple pattern that I've done for you, all right? It's just to get you used to reading patterns and looking at things, all right? So at the top, I've done abbreviations. In any crochet pattern, they'll always use abbreviations because it's quite tricky to read rows when it's in like a full word, okay? So these different things, they're just a shorter version of stitch. There's ST, CH is chain, DC is double crochet, and DC 2 tog is double crochet 2 together. All right, the more you read patterns, the more you'll get used to them, okay? So the first thing as well you can notice is that this has got quite a lot of stars. So it's got stars here, it's got the brackets and different things, all right? So first of all, these stars, if there's anything like this, it's just a little reminder, all right, and a little extra, information. If you've got stars where it's got the rows, okay, so that's row 1, row 2, row 3, that means that you need to repeat what is in between those stars, okay? So where it says rep from, let's repeat from, and then from the stars. All right, in the brackets, this means at the end of row 1, you should have 8 stitches, okay? And it's 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. So you're gradually, throughout these rows, increasing the amount of stitches you have in your round, okay? All right, now as you can see, if I look down this pattern, you've got another little stars, and that means you just stop and then just stuff your little Easter egg, okay? And that is basically it. All right, if you do want to write it out so it's easier for you to understand, or like an easier version, then please by all means do that. Like I do that a lot with knitting patterns. I do a lot of knitting, and sometimes they'll say repeat 12 times, so I'll make a little table and I pop it in there, but in this little pattern you're only going to be repeating it a handful of times, okay? So I'll just go on to the chick pattern. This is our little Easter chick. There's a lot more abbreviations here, all right? And also what I've done for you is I've put in the rows so you can tick them off, all right? So it says row 9 to 18, double crochet 42, all right? So you just need to keep going for 9 rows and doing 42 in each of those rounds, all right? So I've done it for you already, so you won't have to write that out, and you can just tick them off as you do them then. All right, but this means the same thing. So I've actually taken out repeat from, all right, because you're all going to be wizards at reading patterns. So again, in the stars, it just means repeat, and then I put how many times you need to do it, okay, in that round. So again, if you wanted to, you could always, do little boxes or do a table, and then you can just tick off how many times you've done it in that round. It's completely up to you. Okay, but it's just always remember with whatever's in the stars, you repeat until you come back to the round, the beginning of the round and the beginning, which is your stitch marker, okay? And basically the rest of this one is the same then, okay? So you've got little, little things you need to follow in between the pattern, and also then you have an extras to add on. So you've got little beak and wings, okay? Now let's have a look at our bunny pattern. Okay, so this one has got a lot more going on, so you've got a lot more parts to this pattern, okay? But at this point you should be like so good at reading. I have added the repeat 6 times in there because it is a lot going on. It kind of, you can just focus on that a bit better, but that's basically it really. If you've got any questions at all in regards to this, drop me a message. You've all got my email address. But yeah, I hope you get on really well, and I look forward to seeing you next week. All right, see you soon. Bye.